Hey guys, and welcome back to Beauty by Bridget. I'm Bridget, and this is my channel. You can find me here on YouTube at Beauty by Bridget, and on Instagram at _beauty_by_Bridget_, and on Twitter at Bridget B Beauty. Today I will be doing Miss MHB or Miss Mary Hardin Baylor 2020's makeup. But I can't do that if she's not here. Beth, wasn't she supposed to be here by now?
Here I am.
Oh, hey. I totally didn't see you there. This is Miss Molly Rodifer. She is Miss MHB 2020, and we are very good friends. I love her to death. We binge all of the shows together. Right now we are binging Umbrella Academy, and we're waiting on Bethany's sister to come into town so we can finish Sherlock. And today I will be doing the look that I will be doing for her on the day of this year's Miss MHB pageant. By the time we post this video, Molly will have already passed on the crown to Miss MHB 2021, but you will always be the queen in my heart.
Aww.
Before we get started, if you guys could like this video and subscribe to my channel, that'd be great.
That's right, smash that subscribe button, people.
Hulk smash.
Obliterate it, yeah. Obliterate it.
And leave a comment down below. Comments really help where we are in the YouTube algorithm, which helps us to get these videos out to more people other than just you guys that already watch. So if you could subscribe and leave a comment, that'd be great. Now let's get started. We're gonna be starting off with Molly's base, and we're gonna go for a little lighter coverage look because she has these beautiful freckles that we don't wanna completely cover. So I will be starting with some primer. I'll be using CoverGirl Outlast All Day Primer, and then we're gonna go in with some concealer, and we'll be using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. And if we end up wanting more coverage, we can go in with a little bit of our Juvia's Place foundation after that. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay.
So what's the importance of primer? Because I don't have any.
So there are different primers for different things. This one is just, it's Outlast, and so it's to help it stay on longer.
Okay.
It like makes it a little bit tacky, like my hand kind of sticks to her face. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a thing. But other primers, like I use a stickier one all over my face, but then I usually go in on my nose and like right here. I don't know what this part of your face is called, but you're right here with a pore filling primer. Pore filling primer. Because
say that 5 times fast.
I'm not gonna try. And that just helps to like give a more even texture for the foundation to go on top of. But your pores look great, so I'm just using the all day one because you're going to a wedding later. Yes. Seems like every time I do someone's makeup, they're going to a wedding, but that's fine with me.
I think a lot of my classmates from high school will be there, so I'll just flex on them.
Exactly.
Yeah, semi-professional makeup job. I want a little more coverage under her eyes, so I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape.
Sure, making a lovely face right now.
You're making the concealer face, and I'm probably mirroring it back to you unknowingly. Like all the time, I'm like.
Sorry.
But I mean, it's just the gut reaction when someone touches your under eye.
Anywhere in the eyeball. I remember when I first got contacts, I could not touch my eyeball. Like I was literally in, what's the eye doctor called?
Optometrist.
Yeah, I was in there.
Nice.
Ooh. Word of the day. I was literally in their office for like 45 minutes trying to get my contacts in. It took me an hour to put both of my contacts in at home because I just couldn't touch my eyeball.
When I was putting my contacts in today, because I normally wear glasses, but lights, it would just be a lot. You wouldn't be able to see my eyes at all. So I wear contacts when we film. And I was trying to put them in, and I got them on my eyeballs, and I don't know what I did, but it wouldn't stay. It just kept falling out of my eye. And
I was gonna say, Molly's talking about her contacts. Bridget better talk about how she had trouble this morning.
Good grief. I also just like stabbed myself in the nose, and now my eyes are watering.
Oh God.
I'm just so emotional about my contacts.
Oh my God.
Just just lamenting you having to give away the crown. Anyway, I'm pumped to see the crown, to hold the crown, to touch the crown. I love crowns. Anyway, glamour shots with a crown.
Yeah, you still look like you're crying.
I am emotional about it.
Okay.
She sounded like Paolo in The Princess Diaries, you know, when he's like in the office at the principal's and he's like, Paolo couldn't help himself. I had to touch the crown. I had to, to be a part of the crown.
I look like a moose. And he goes, oh, but a very cute moose.
Make all the boy mooses go,
wah. Like, that's my favorite part of the whole movie. Me and my mom, like, say that to each other all the time.
I think I'm gonna try, so you know I did archery for my talent last year.
Oh, well, we can talk about that.
Okay.
We haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah.
Tell us about your talent.
There's a connection because it connects to Princess Diaries.
Yeah.
I think.
Pause. Before she does that, I'm gonna set her face with just some translucent setting powder.
She said, pause. This is my pause button for anyone who needs to know.
Play.
Okay. So for my talent at Miss MHB last year, I dressed up as Merida from the Disney movie Brave, had the full red wig and everything.
Don't think I won't include a picture here.
Oh yeah.
Don't think we're not gonna
I have
insert it.
clips if you need them.
Yes.
I am Merida from Clan Dunbrook and I'll be shooting for my own hand. And then
You just shook every time you do it.
and then I had 3 targets set up on the stage with 3 balloons in front of them, and I had a bow and arrow and I shot all 3 on stage. Then I said, if you had the chance to change your fate, would ya? Chance to change your fate, would ya? That was the end of it, but
And then the
so
crowd
much
went
fun.
wild.
Oh, they were
You know how I know?
screaming.
Because I was in the crowd screaming.
it was
I was one of the co-directors and I was screaming.
it was so much fun. But for this year's pageant, since I won last year's, I have to do my talent again after the new girls do their talent. So I was like, okay, do I want to reenact the whole Merida thing again? Not that it isn't awesome, and I totally would. My idea was to do, you know in Princess Diaries 2, before she's coronated, she has to shoot a flaming arrow through the hoop.
And Chris Pine comes up behind her and teaches her how.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, moving on.
I'm getting Chris Pine to do this.
Yes.
with me.
We're flying him in.
We're flying him in, it'll be great. I want to do that. And I can like wear the crown still because she's like wearing the crown and she does it.
I can't be there when you shoot it, or I will just ruin all the audio with my laugh sobs. Because that would be emo, but also it's so funny.
Yeah. I thought it would be cool since it's kind of like the end of my reign and she wears the crown in the movie.
Yeah.
So I told Mary about it and she's like, maybe we can film that part and just put it into
Yeah.
the video of it. And I was like, okay.
That could be super dramatic too, like short film-esque.
Yes, and
love
taking
it
the
already.
audio from Princess Diaries 2 where they're talking about what she has to do. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
That would be so fun.
That's super exciting.
Yeah.
I hope that gets to happen. I'm now gonna take Maybelline Fit Me. It's not loose powder, it's actually a foundation powder, so it has a little bit of coverage. And I'm gonna go over the rest of her face with it, just in the areas that I didn't set with the translucent powder. Just to give a little bit of coverage, but not too much, because I like what we've got going. Makeup, but not so much that we can't see your freckles.
Miss MHB practice is starting next week.
That's
for
so
the new girls.
exciting.
Mhm.
That's so
Very
exciting.
excited.
We actually have some good friends in the pageant this year, so I'm pretty excited.
I know one of my really good friends, her name is Alyssa. She watches all of the videos and comments on all of my Instagram posts. She is a true queen, and I'm also doing her makeup day of, so I'm pumped about that. She's in it, I know for sure, because she asked me to do her makeup. Before I bronze and blush and highlight her up, I'm gonna go ahead and set down all this powder with a setting spray. I'm using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist.
Royalty in my own home.
out of context, just Jackie comes through
Jackie
just
coming
that
in.
moment. So I will now be bronzing up her face using my Benefit Hoola Bronzer. So I just realized that by the time this video comes out, our Clue video will have already come out. So you guys have technically already met Molly because YouTube time does not make any sense.
It's just a wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey thing. It's a concept.
Yeah, time isn't real for sure.
Oh yeah.
If
it wasn't real, I wouldn't say I'm Miss MHB 2020 because that just makes me the Corona Queen.
Anyway. You guys talk about pageant practice because you've both been involved, and Beth was in it, and I did her makeup for that, and then she was also a co-director last year when you won, and I did her makeup for that as well. I'm sure we will insert some pictures.
Yes,
that was some of my first like real gigs other than like my sister's prom, so those are special to me. So I love that I'm continuing to get to do Miss MHB makeup because that's where it started for me. So it's very emotional. Cut to me crying earlier.
So did you know Chloe Poe started a podcast?
Yeah, Steven was on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she calls it the Poecast. She starts her podcast with, I'm Chloe Poe, I put the Poe in Poecast. And I'm like, shout out Chloe Poe and her Poecast. Go listen to it on Anchor. It is so good. And she's asked me to be on it later to talk about Miss MHB and my platform and stuff.
Nice.
So
Speaking of your platform, after I tell our beautiful friends that we're using the e.l.f. blush palette to do blush, what is your platform? Tell us what a platform is and what yours is.
okay, for Miss MHB, it's not really like a beauty pageant like most people would consider a pageant to be. We're more focusing on the beauty of different girls on campus and the different organizations they represent. So for each of us, we had to come up with a platform that we wanted to represent and stand for and implement if we were to be Miss MHB. So my platform was building global relationships, and I wanted to do that by helping promote and fundraise for the Global Outreach Department on campus. And they send our UMHB students around the world to do missions work. I've personally gone to England with UMHB 3 times, and I was gonna go again this year, but obviously Corona. Dang it! And I also wanted to help international students in different ways, like get adjusted to campus and living in Texas. I'm still trying to work on ways to implement my platform because I was going to do a fundraising campaign, and we were planning it around March, and then obviously we all got sent home, and it was a horrible time to ask people for money to send people places because nobody can go anywhere. So before the next Miss MHB is crowned, I'm trying to see what I can do in the meantime. But yeah, I had to prepare a 7-minute speech to give in front of the judges from memory. I memorized the whole thing in like 2 weeks. So we all the different girls, we gave our platform speeches of things we wanted to do if we were to be Miss MHB. I'm very passionate about global missions and spreading the gospel to different nations and serving other people. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for telling us about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to now highlight using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder, and it's this really pretty pinky one that I think will complement your dress that you're wearing on the day up very well. Off camera, we went on ahead and did her brows because brows are a very personal thing, and I wanted to make sure we had them exactly how she wanted. And now we're gonna start with the fun part, the eyeshadow. So first I will be laying down a color that is just close to her skin tone to help with blending later. Next, I will be taking a medium tone brown shade, one that's not too warm, not too cool, but is darker than her skin tone to deepen up her crease, and I'll be using just a Morphe fluffy blending brush for that. Now I'm gonna go in with a deeper brown shade to further deepen that crease and put a darker concentration of color on her outer V. Next, I'll be going in with a shimmer on the lid. Since her dress that she's wearing on the day of the pageant is pink, we're gonna go with a more pinky toned one. And I'm gonna be applying that using a Morphe JS11 brush. And I'm gonna get the shadow on the brush and then wet the brush after the shadow's on there so that we get a little bit more payoff, but don't ruin our shadow it's still in the pan. It said, "Oh, you wanted payoff?" And that's just with like look at the camera so the people can see. This is just with like that one time I dipped in.
Nice.
This is Morphe's glitter like shimmer formula is
Very
best.
dramatic chef's kiss.
I love it. I'm now gonna go back in with that same brush we used for the deep shade and blend the shimmer to her outer V. And now for some inner corner highlight, we're gonna take an even lighter shimmer shade, so a more like white silvery toned one, and we're gonna put that just on your inner corner to give it a little bit of a pop. And we're gonna do the same thing, we're gonna get the shimmer, wet the brush after, and then apply. Now we're gonna go in and do her lower lash line, and we're gonna use the same colors that we used on top and just mirror that on the bottom, but closer up, because we already covered up the bags under her eyes. We don't want to refill them. Now we're gonna go off camera and she's gonna put on some mascara. We'll maybe do a little bit of liner and some lashes if we're feeling adventurous. And then we will insert some extra glamour shots, AKA glamour shots featuring a crown. Completed look. Molly, I am so glad that you agreed to do this fun look for you. I had a great time. I'm so sorry that this year didn't turn out the way that any of us had hoped it would, but you are a queen in our eyes and we love you very much, so thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for wanting to do my makeup for this, because it would not look this good if I did it.
I'm so glad you had such a great time. But before you go, and also you guys go, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. We would love to grow, and the only way we can do that is if more people subscribe. So leave a comment. Please leave a comment. I respond to all of them by at least liking. Usually I type out a response. So if you wanna chat with me, leave a comment. And you can also check out some of my old videos. It is November, so we've just done a lot of Halloween videos. I put out a lot of Halloween content for the entire month of October. Thank you so much for watching. We had a great time and we hope you did too, and I will see all of you beautiful people in the next one. Hey, I totally did not see you there. At all. Wasn't planned. Yeah. No way was this a sketch.